Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, we will be looking by Paul Morphy, an American chess genius, against the Duke of Brunswick and Count Isard in 1858. Without ado, we will get into it. Morphy is white and opens with e4. And the game comes out as follows. e5, knight f3, d6. Now this is where stuff gets interesting. d4, striking in the center. Very nice. Very nicely done. Bishop out to g4, and now captures. Pawn captures, bishop captures, queen captures, and now, only now, does the pawn capture back. So, white's developed his queen, but black has good compensation. So now, we have bishop to c4. Really pinning down, looking for that checkmate. On that f square. Yeah, f7 square. Now, if knight comes out, blocks it, and also puts pressure on the pawn, with a nice open file for the queen. And then queen here, just again putting it there. Checkmate threats all around. And now, what do you do here? In the game, the queen goes to e7, but it's very hard to find a good way to deal with this for black, sorry, because the pawn's hanging, the b7 pawn's hanging, and it's just not a nice situation to be in. And that goes to b3, and you're just looking at this like, alright, what do you do here now? Very hard game to play, and it's not very good. So the pawn pushes the pawn and just pins the knight because the queen is going to be hanging. Now we have it's a very difficult position for black to be in, really, and it's just like, what do you play here for black? In the game, this move was played, b5, but this just strikes, like white just strikes here. Knight captures, and it's a brilliant move, this, because after pawn captures, you have bishop that captures with check, and the king loses the ability to castle. You could put the knight here. You can't move the knight because it's pinned to the queen. It's just a very difficult position to be in if you're black. Now, what was played in the game was the knight goes to d7, but it's very hard to play this position, and like black is in all sorts of trouble here. White, Morphy long castles, puts the knight, like hammering down on the knight, and the rook comes here. So they're just trying to survive the onslaught. And then Morphy just breaks through in the center. Rook captures knight. And what do you do here? You just sack the rook, right? But it's just, he gets so much compensation here. And rook takes rook, and the rook just comes out. And already you can see the king is just being boxed in. It's not a nice position to be in. And if you're black, it's, what do you play here, really? That's all you're asking, really. The move that was played in the game was the queen moves forward one space, trying to go for the queen trade. But it's just really tough play this. The bishop captures. We check. The knight then has to capture back. And now comes probably the best move of the whole game. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to find out the only winning move for white. Okay, if any of you have found that out, well done. You are a master at playing the endgame. But for those who just want to watch on, yes, it is a queen. It is a queen sack. Queen to b8. Now, you have to capture with the knight, but it's a great line, because once you capture, you have this very lovely rook to d8, which will be mate, because the king can't move and can't move there because the rook is nicely protected by the bishop, and it's just a very hard position to be in, because you're in check and the only way to block it is by capturing, and mate is inevitable. So in the game, the piece was captured, but then Morphy just plays rook to d8, and this was checkmate. It is a very lovely checkmate. The king can't move, you can't take the rook, it's nicely guarded, and it's probably one of the greatest games ever played. So, you know, it is just a beautiful checkmate, and it's just Paul Morphy's genius. So, if you like this video, slap that like button. But thank you for watching this video, and this is going to be the end. See ya.